how sweet it is to be loved by you nerds. What is up? It's me, buddy pal HeyArcher. Welcome back to HeyArcher Live here on Nerd Affiliated, as I damn near break my mic, but it's, I'm excited. I'm pumped. As you can see, there's a lot of green going on today, all by coincidence, all purely by coincidence. We're talking turtles today. We're talking a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, but we're definitely talking turtles. We have Lee from the NECA Turtle Liar in the house. He is the admin of the greatest turtle page on Instagram, on Facebook. Hell, I didn't say this to him in the back room there, but he's the reason I'm collecting NECA turtles. His group got me my first set of turtles. So my fiance probably will now hate you too, because you caused all this mess. But as per usual, we're just gonna shoot the shit. So if you're new here, welcome to all of you. Of course, interact in the chat. If you've got a YouTube channel, a podcast, a blog, a vlog, an OnlyFans, a newsletter, smoke signals, whatever it may be, put it in the chat. Support one another. Plug yo shit. Speaking of, again, pure coincidence this week, we got some new merch in the house. Nerdaffiliated.com, currently live. It just published a little while ago. Pick up your new hoodies there. Be a degenerate nerd. You got something for St. Patty's Day. You got something to rock, show your turtle pride. Wear it to the movies when the movie comes out. All that, although it's going to be summer. Who cares? Wear it. Or I'll just make some new merch for then. Either way, buy yourself 10 of them bitches. Like I said, we're talking turtles, but we're talking a lot of other things too. He's a nerd like us. Definitely talking gargoyles. News dropped today on some figures there. A whole bunch of stuff. Links are down below to him. And as I say every week, without further ado, we're going to bring in the man, the myth, the legend himself, Lee from the NECA Turtle Liar in the house. Sir, how you doing?
How's it going, man? I'm happy to be here, bro.
I'm happy to have you here. Like I said, it just worked out. How are you doing today?
It did perfect. I'm doing good, man.
I love it.
I'm glad you reached out to me, man. I love your intro, bro. It was great. and I'm happy to hear that you got those turtles due to the NECA Turtle Liar. I put a lot of passion in that group right there, man. Yeah. I love that.
I love that. So before we even get started, I've got to plug one last thing. Of course, up below on the top, you guys will see you can join the super chats. You can join the Nerd Foundation, support the channel, support the Nerd Affiliated movement. But, as we mentioned, you currently run a couple pages. You got a podcast. I forgot to mention that as well. So I like to let everybody start off the show. Just take a minute, take 5 if you need to. And sir, plug yo shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that right there. That's the NECA Turtle Liar Facebook group. You guys make sure you join that, because we're really, all I do is just I'm trying to share links for everyone to purchase at retail instead of having to go to the reseller, and spending their money to play with their toys.
Oh, yeah. And stuff like this, too, I love. When people post like, oh, I found this on sale, on clearance.
A lot of people, they'll post like a location too with a nice loaded shelf. It's always good to have that. A picture of a nice loaded shelf, and if it's in your city, just go down the street, grab what you want. You didn't even really have to hunt for it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, these are nice images too, man. We get a lot of people that share their work here from their Instagram as well. So if you want to get plugged in, we've got about 17.6K members now.
Jeez.
So yeah, if you want to plug in your Instagrams right there,
And speaking of which, you also have, I went to the wrong one. You have your own Instagram page as well.
Oh yeah, the NECA Turtle Liar Instagram. Yeah, I got some nice flicks on there, man.
Yeah.
Inspiration. A lot of my inspiration is from user Epic Disaster.
Mm.
He does a lot of the group.
I completely forgot
That's
until you said it. I picked up, I think it was the first holothon last year, or maybe, yeah, I think it was holothon last year, where none of us really knew what was going on. They just kind of announced it. They're like, it's going to Target, and then it was in the group. People were posting stock shelves at my local Targets, and I was like, oh shit, and I went. So
Yeah.
again, dude, you're to blame on a lot of this stuff, man.
It's the best. Yeah. I also run game. You can jump in games there and win you something for the low. I got a
Yeah.
lot of our members are interested in those games.
Yep.
It breaks down that high payment and makes it where one individual gets that win, but everybody helped each other get in there. So it's all a collector helping collector kind of gig all the way around.
I love that. And by the way, if you ever need to donate that Foot Clan pack behind you, I got a good home for it right back here if you ever want to get rid of it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Man, that's a hard to find item right there, bro. But a lot of people, they're after it.
Yeah.
I got a few of them because I started so long ago.
So you've been collecting for quite a while then.
Yeah, well, probably going on like 4 years now. Not the longest,
wow.
but it's been about 4 years, I would say.
Yeah.
I started off collecting Funko Pops, believe it or not, when I first started back collecting. Right before the pandemic is when I started. I grabbed some Rick and Morty Pops, and then it just went from there. And man, I've just been collecting ever since. But I've always loved Ninja Turtles, so being able to jump in, being introduced to the NECA Ninja Turtles, it was around the same time I started collecting Funko Pops. I found a Krang on the shelf.
Yep.
And I was like, oh man. I looked it up on Mercari and I was like, oh man, this is going for a lot.
Yeah.
So I was like, I would rather just buy it right here.
Yeah.
And so I bought it right because I would buy my Pops off Mercari when I couldn't find them in store.
Yeah.
So,
I love that.
I found that, and then that just started it right there, man. And I was like,
you were just off to the races.
I couldn't figure out how to get the shit. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't figure it out. And I was like, damn, they're selling this shit for so much. And so I just started doing some research and realized that I could just focus a lot on it and provide what I want to everyone else. You know what I mean? And that's basically what I do with that group right there.
I love that.
Excuse me.
No, you're good. It's funny. A lot of us, I feel, jumped into collecting through Funko Pops. Like, oddly enough, like you be out, you see that Funko Pop from that property that you loved as a kid or that movie or whatever it is, and you're like, I'll grab one. But then it's like, then you start building out the wave, and then you start building out maybe that movie or that TV show. Or for me, it was the Rocky ones. It was actually I saw Apollo Creed and Clubber Lang. I was like, oh yeah, I love those two guys, but I need more Rocky Pops now. And then it just kept on going.
And then it just kept going.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I believe I got the first pops that I bought was the King of Shit Rick a box from GameStop. It was a mystery box from GameStop. And it had Rick with the crown, and it had a whoopee cushion, a few other little things in there with another pop that the guy who, I don't know, do you like Rick and Morty?
I've watched it, but not like enough to know like all the references.
Yeah. So there was another pop in there that referenced to one of the shows, of that show that it came out of. But anyways, yeah, it got me that. I got that one first. I opened it up, I seen what I got, and I was like, well, hell, I know they make more. So I started looking, And then next thing I know, my whole living room's full of Rick and Morty pops, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no,
And you were done.
no, I
It was a
can't do
wrap.
this. Yeah, yeah, and then I got to looking after I found that Krang in store. I got to really looking then, and um, I found that they made the 1990 movie figures,
Yeah.
and right then,
Done
I
deal.
fell in love with it. Right then, it was over
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
And grabbed the Spirit of Splinter, all those things.
Oh, that was
Grab
one of the
those up.
first. That was one of the
Before,
first ones you grabbed.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, grab those up before they
Cheers to you on that
skyrocketed
one,
up in
sir.
there.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, and because just the scene, I've always, I don't think I've ever really liked the figure that much, but
Mm.
just the scene,
Yeah.
uh, that it comes from is
Right.
enough for me to buy it and own it.
Yeah.
So
No, for sure. So, I mean, that even takes me to, usually one of the first questions I ask somebody is what was like that property that like when you were a kid, like grabbed you where you're like, I'm full on in this. Maybe you didn't know you're a nerd at that point, but you're like, this thing is sucking me in like unlike anything else at the time. Was it probably the 90s
um,
movie or something else?
yeah, it probably was, but really, honestly, as a kid, I really liked Spawn,
Oh, wow.
a lot,
Nice.
a
Yeah.
lot. So I had Spawn figures, and that's when I really realized, like, damn, I like. And then it was Transformers and things like that.
Mm,
And it always just stuck with me, man. I just always liked it. People around me I don't know if they really understand me, you know
yeah.
what I mean? But I believe that's why I like to be so social with what I do, because
Mm,
it's people that do what I do. So
yeah.
I like it. That's why I like doing this right here. And I like having the groups like the Gargoyles group. I got a
Yep.
Gargoyles group. You mentioned Gargoyles.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's,
I
and
started up. Yeah.
what I was gonna say, that's the crazy part about even just living in this era is like, if not for the internet, how many people would you find in your town, in your city, that are into the
Yeah.
exact same things and to the same
Hmm.
extent?
Yeah. You have you got in town, you got the Battlegrounds shop, like toy shop. You can go in, people playing cards, but I didn't never really like Magic. I like
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon
Mm-hmm.
and things like that, but I like collecting them.
Yeah.
That was the difference. I didn't like playing the game, but I like
Mm-hmm.
collecting them.
Yeah. And then
But
just so you
oh
guys can
yeah,
all see, this is the Gargoyle group as well. Lots of dope news, coming out on that. I mean, I've been getting
yeah,
most of my news from you guys, to be honest, in this group. Um,
I
was that a
love it,
show that
man.
also like hooked you right away, or did you come back after the show was already airing?
Um, that show right there was a show that came on either before. It was either before a show that I really really enjoyed watching, or it was after.
Mm-hmm.
And so I ended up just gradually just watching it, the
Yeah.
Gargoyles,
Yeah.
as a kid, because it was just there.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, I really enjoy now. I really enjoy how they bring those figures to life,
Yeah.
like the NECA figures, how big they are. Back in the day they were smaller, but like these Ultimates, man, these things are
Yeah.
insane. The wingspan, it's just it really the toy got me back into liking Gargoyles even more when
Yeah.
they started making these Ultimates. What was it? Probably about a year ago they made Goliath.
Yep.
He was the first one out.
Yep.
Uh,
And then they had the Thaulog, which
yeah,
I
the
didn't.
dialogue came.
That's the only one I didn't care for because I was like, oh, you guys are going for a repaint this early, like save that kind
Yeah,
of thing.
yeah, they should have saved it
Yeah.
for a later release. But and then you had the Demona came out too, and it had a lot of messed up teeth. That first run,
Yeah. Yeah.
the the teeth were like black instead of
Yeah.
there, and it was
Those pictures
weird.
were kind of funny.
And yeah, the pictures were funny.
But I mean,
Bronx, Bronx is
actually, real
great.
quick, I just want to shout you out on one more thing. Like even in the
Hmm.
pages, you plugging small businesses like, hey guys, pre-order,
Oh yeah.
through these links here. Like, this is one of ours selling the stuff. So again, shout out to you on even something like that.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that right there is called the Last Toy Store. If you're gonna order from anyone that's not big box stores,
Hmm.
big box toy stores like Big Bad Toy Store or Entertainment Earth, um, order from these guys right here because they ship with care I personally know because they've sent me things. I've ordered from them, so
Mm.
I recommend
Yeah.
uh, family owned. So that right there is where you want to go.
I love that.
There is uh, I think maybe a deposit on pre-orders,
Oh, okay.
but
That's
it's
reasonable though.
still, yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I haven't
was
even had a chance to look at this figure, bro, that much.
Oh, so yeah, we'll look at it together. So this again for everybody, Eliza from the Gargoyles animated series, one of my favorites as a kid. Funny, somebody pointed out too, like it's wild how many people from Star Trek Next Generation went into the show. Like, Xanatos is Riker, and Worf played a character in here too. Um, but comes with a bunch of accessories. Something that NECA never skimps out on is accessories. They always give you a bunch. The only two disappointments here. I hate the fact that they're combining the folded wings with other characters. Like, I think at the end it may end up hurting the line because a casual person, they might grab one or two, but they're after a while they're gonna be like, how am I gonna? I can't fit them all on my shelf. So
Yeah, I can't put them all in my house.
yeah, and it's like I don't want to
No
buy
shit.
all of them. Casual person.
Yeah,
But she didn't come with the gun. I was like, she needs the
yeah,
gun.
that's what I was just thinking just
Yeah,
now. I was like, wait, where's a gun at? She don't have a gun?
yeah.
She got a microphone like April?
It's a
No, what is
flashlight.
that? That's a
Flashlight.
flashlight. Yeah, that's a flashlight.
But look, she has a trigger finger. She has two
Yeah,
trigger fingers.
what's going on? I guess what will happen is right here, man, is you'll have to buy the next figure to get her gun.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what's gonna happen right here.
yeah. But I mean,
Man, look at
the
that.
details on this,
That's
man.
dope, bro. Yeah, that's dope, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna give NECA an idea right here. I was thinking about it at work today, and I was like, how if I was NECA, how could I capitalize on gargoyles even more than I already do? I was thinking 2 packs of them in stone, and with those wingspan, make it smaller, release them in 2 packs, and people can have them all like on a shelf. Or if you want to even go to crowdfund option at some point, you make a little small like the top of the castle
Yeah,
thing, and they sit on there. Money.
dude, that would be sick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I love all the pre-orders that NECA's got coming out, man. It's awesome. Like, well, I guess you could say now there's not that many um, straight from NECA,
Right.
but I
Right.
did get that portal.
Oh,
That
you did.
portal that Yeah, I got two of those.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got two of those vans too when they dropped. I got two of those
Mm.
too. So I'm gonna get some great photos with that van.
Yeah. Yeah. The van. A lot of people waiting for. This one was out of nowhere. I was kind of surprised by this, but I liked that this is a direct from them. So again, you're not having to. Anytime it's direct from them, like, and you don't have to go to 50 million targets to try to find something. Take that as a
Yeah,
win.
could you imagine if that was on the shelf? Boy, that'd be stripped right off by everyone
Mm-hmm.
and no one would have a chance.
Yeah.
That's what's happening with that accessory pack right
The,
now, that
the four
cartoon
pack.
accessory pack.
Yeah.
Yep, and it's getting stripped off the shelf, bro, because everybody knows everybody wants it.
Yeah. And I
So,
like I like it here. Everybody's already commenting like, how do I even get this thing? But
yeah, right.
it's a popular pack. I mean, it comes with these turtles, the SNES, Pizza Monster, the robot, and the pizza. You could change this. I mean, the
And I just,
TV. You could change the screens on it and everything. Like it's pretty dope.
yeah, I seen that. I seen that picture right there on Instagram actually, and I'm just now realizing that the cover of the accessory pack itself. That's like an image, like the rendition of it right there. I'm just now noticing. Yeah.
Nice.
Except for Mikey. Mikey isn't coming over the top of Big Mac's head. He's inside the pizza box.
Got it.
So that's pretty cool.
That's good. Yeah, I just actually, as I'm looking at it, you're right.
Yeah.
You're all right.
That took my idea, man. Damn.
They gotta have us fans on the payroll, you know? Help them out.
Yeah, right.
So do you follow any other kind of like nerd like franchises? Like, is there anything else that like grabs you outside of those two? Because I only know you for turtles and gargoyles.
No, that's about all that
I mean, they're good
that's
ones.
about it, man. I like if I could afford to collect anything else, you know, I would probably go with the Spider-Man like Pulse, you know, those little Pulse
Hasbro
figures
Pulse.
with the card. Yeah, I would probably collect on the big card like that. I would probably collect those because they just look just look good. Yeah, they look good. They look good on card and they move good. But they don't come with a lot of accessories. That's the only thing I see. They just come in a little bubble on a card with one figure.
Yep.
And there's no weapons, no nothing like that, you know.
We get spoiled with NECA. NECA gives you all the accessories.
Yeah, they do. And yeah, if I could, I would collect those. I did grab a few of them, but I ended up letting them go in trades and things like that because just storing them with that big card. I got big boxes everywhere. NECA done, you know how it is.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that.
Yeah. I have everything, everything they've produced for the TMNT line. I have it outside of the box, but then I also have it inside the box because that's what I do. I collect both of them because at any given time I could, break anything. Like if say I'm posing for a picture, I'm just gonna go ahead and grab two of them because if I pose the character for a picture and it breaks, I can just say, all right, whatever. I got another one.
Yeah.
Take it out, run it, you know.
Yeah.
And that's why I do that. That's one of the reasons why I'm an in box and out of box. I grab one to stock and one to rock, bro.
Yeah.
You know,
I love that. See, that needs to be a shirt. One the stock, one the rock. I love that.
Yeah.
But that is an issue people have had with NECA. Like, knock on wood, I've never had that problem where like something snaps. But I know, especially with my Terminator NECA figures, some of them, like, I'll be moving the arm and I'm like, I think I'm just gonna stop here. Like I'm not gonna even push this thing. Just gonna let it go.
Like you don't really want to move the ankles on the Mirage April figure, something like that. Like it's so small and so little. It's like so that figure isn't that posable. A figure like that.
Yep.
So that one's easy to break, and replacing her is like $200.
Yeah.
Maybe over now because those are just rare. They're almost what they were made in 2008.
Yeah.
So hell, it's 2023 now.
Yeah.
You're looking at 17 years ago, something like that. I don't know. Hell, I'm high.
No, that's fine. But no, and they're not even in print anymore. So it's like you can't even attempt to get that easy.
Just like that right there.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's a hard one to find right there. I don't even know if it's on eBay anywhere.
I didn't even know that existed.
Though.
I didn't even know it existed because I wasn't collecting then. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I love
that's
that.
a nice one, bro.
Have
you know that? Now you know it exists, though.
So I got to keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, for real. Well, the Mirage Splinter is supposed to be coming with a Mauser. So that's how you'll be able to get your Mirage Mausers if if you're a Mirage collector.
Yeah, no, for sure. What about Super 7? Have you ever dived into Super 7 turtles at all?
Oh yeah, I've grabbed basically every one of them since they started.
Nice.
Uh, of course, people win them a lot in my games too. They love them in the games, so I grab
Mm,
as many as I can
yeah.
for that reason. But these right here, uh, see, this is the first time I'm looking at this as well, right here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I like that Rat King right there. I did hear that Playmates said Super 7 stole their idea of a figure
Yeah.
or something like that. I don't know,
I think
but
the idea was that they're just like, oh, you're only remaking the exact things that we already made. Like you're, and I think that's where they started changing some of them,
yeah, yeah,
where they're like, whoever, what was it, Leo in space or whatever? Like they changed from who the original one, the Playmates version was.
yeah.
But
They made it
yeah, I know
Raph.
that they were
They
taking
made it-
a lot of shit for it. But these are dope though. I like this one.
Yeah, yeah. That's a Mirage figure right there.
Just redone.
That's like, yeah, that's a Mirage Casey. Yeah, that's a repaint of the first one that they did,
Mm,
but now it's painted in Mirage colors. So that's pretty cool right there.
yeah. They gotta make Casey with the suit. The job interview Casey Jones, where he has the suit,
Oh yeah, that
and
would be cool. Yeah, that would be dope right
that
there.
thing that thing would sell out with the quickness.
Yeah, it's always fun to take photos of these figures, bro. That's I think that's one of the main things that draws a lot of collectors to it
Mm-hmm.
is seeing the photos that are shared in these groups on Facebook. Because I'm not the Turtle Lair is not the only group on Facebook. There's plenty of good groups out there,
Mm-hmm.
and toy photography groups that share a lot of Ninja Turtles things.
Yep.
And that's what I enjoy the most is the art behind it all, because if they can get those right angles, it looks like they're in the cartoons that I
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
I still watch those cartoons.
I tagged you guys a long time ago. The picture that sparked my interest in toy collecting was what I thought may have been like a still from the 1990 movie, but it turned out it was figures, and it's one where
Oh yeah,
it's like Leo, like nose to eye, and then Raph same like nose to eye, like, and they're stacked on top of each other like they're facing off,
yeah,
and there's like water on them, and I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. Like, what is this, like a behind the scene or something? Found out it's a toy photography, and then it was a wrap. I went down that wormhole
that's
there.
great, bro. And
Mm-hmm.
that's great right there. Now that's a great way to come about it.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
And actually, even to something you mentioned, I forgot to show earlier. You guys have your own podcast rolling as well, and something that you guys do every week is you highlight for toy photographers
Oh
on the
yeah,
show.
yeah.
So why don't you tell everybody about the show itself? Like what do you guys usually talk about here on the channel?
Yeah, so on our YouTube channel, it's basically every week it's called the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Talk podcast, and every week we post a video weekly every
Mm,
Tuesday, every Turtle Tuesday, and we go over the prior week's news. So it could be any reveals that we've seen. It could be anything that we have maybe got in from Target,
mm-hmm.
reviewing together on there. Uh, I actually post links for purchase, maybe like a NECA store exclusive, like the Portal. We did
Mm-hmm.
a show where we mentioned the Portal, and the link to buy it is in the show.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like easy access for you there. Then we each go through and grab a Instagram user that we like, just a picture that we may see through the week,
Yep.
and we just choose that and we feature them. We feature them weekly in our IG features,
I love
and
that.
yeah, we appreciate it. We appreciate them letting us,
Yeah.
because and we haven't had a problem yet, and I'm sure I'm sure it draws attention, the photos that we're posting in our videos. So we appreciate you guys for letting us use them,
Yeah.
because I use them for my cover photos for my videos and things like
Mm.
that, and that draws that draws the attention in because they look so nice. We might not get super amounts of views, but we get around like 500 views now on our
Yeah, that's a
videos.
lot. I mean,
Yeah.
considering not to toot your own horn here, but you're getting those kind of numbers on long form videos, which is not
Yeah.
super easy to do. So I do tip my hat to you on that.
Yeah. Appreciate that. Yeah, they're extended a little bit, like, I mean, I'm sure that people could get tired of us talking about the same thing. So we
Nah,
try to switch it up every single week. We try to switch it. We try to at least bring something new to the table every week.
nah. I mean, trust me, all of us, even here on the channel, like some things from time to time, I might be like, oh man, it's just getting repetitive. Am I talking about the same thing? But like,
Hmm.
we like talking about it. It's stuff that we love. So
Yeah.
it's good. And I,
And
I, oh, go ahead.
it's hard to get used to. It's hard to. I'm still a beginner at it completely all the way.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I do it, it's just hard to. It's hard to do this, but like I could go live on my group and I have no issues at all
Mm-hmm.
talking and doing all that. But when it comes to recording a video, it's I don't know, it's different,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's
No, for
fun
sure.
though. So I keep doing it. So we're still doing it because it's fun.
I love that. And of course, because it's already almost going to be at an hour, which is crazy. Like I said, time flies on the show. We're going to have to talk Mutant Mayhem for like 10, 15.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm just going to shameless plug myself. Your boy also does some photography if you want to highlight any of my stuff on Book
Oh
of
yeah,
Archer. Just saying.
that's
I have to
dope,
boo
bro.
myself.
Yeah, I'll jump on there.
Links in the bio. I'll
Yeah,
post it for
I
everybody.
think I'm following. I think I'm following you, right?
You are. I just have too
On
many. I have too many
yeah.
pages. That's the problem. I have too many
Okay.
pages. But
Yeah, we did get a trailer. Look, I'm excited about that movie, bro.
yeah,
That's coming out
yeah. So let's talk about
because
it.
Seth Rogen, he made Pineapple Express. Or he
Yeah,
was in Pineapple Express. I don't know if he made it because I don't really care if he did or not. But
yeah,
it was just a good movie, bro. And and I like to smoke and things like that. So
yeah.
you know, he's just a cool guy to me.
I think
So
it
when I
was you.
see this,
I think it was you guys. Not to cut you off, but real quick, I think
mm,
it was your reaction where you guys were like, "Well, he did Pineapple Express. He did Super Bad. He's
yeah,
doing Invincible. So it's like give him a chance because there are good things that we all
yeah.
love that we forget he's a part of."
Yeah, that's right for real. We did mention that,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, you got to give him a chance because, dude. And there's another movie too. Can't remember. I'll remember it maybe. I don't know, but The Interview.
Mm.
Yeah, that's right.
That was a good movie,
That
actually.
one right there,
I
bro.
forgot about that movie.
Bro, it was a good movie. It was funny, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that just seeing the small bits that we got to see of this one,
Yep.
I feel like the comedy is going to be there for us adults. At the same time, we're going to be able to take our kids to see it and not have to worry about any crude, nasty or anything like that.
But the turtles are
But
rude but crude. You need some crude.
yeah, right.
But no, I feel you.
Yeah,
I totally feel you on that. And I'll be honest, literally my only concern is it not having something for us because I feel like every time something comes out and like I never shy away from it. I'm like a 1990 purist. Like that movie was like everything to me when it came out. And all I desire is more like darker stories, more movies like that where like
Yeah,
even
yeah,
though it was a kid's movie, I always talk about how like you learn so much about family there, and you learn so much about like even little nuances of like, you know, Splinter, he's an immigrant and he has these kids that don't fit in. And it's like, how do you raise kids that don't fit in? And
yeah.
even just the life lesson
It's
that
crazy,
they're the
bro.
heroes of the movie and don't win at the end. I'm like, this movie is,
Yeah.
there's so much to it. And I just want them to do some stuff like that. Like, just give me more substantial things, you know?
It's gonna be hard though, bro. You can't really. It's like you can't top it or something. It's like they
Mm,
can't do any better. They
yeah.
can't do any better than that first movie.
Yep.
I guess I feel that's what it seems like.
Yeah.
But that first movie was, like you said, I like the darkness, the gritty.
Yep.
That's what I want to see when it
Yep.
comes to a movie. And what if what if they made a Last Ronin for us? But I don't know if they ever would. But if they
Yeah.
did, dude,
Man.
bro, it would be great. You know what
And
I'm saying?
and
But
they need the like every great movie, right? Like Iron Man, Ninja Turtles 1990, Batman 89, like movies that the studios were just like, here, take this property, make something, it's probably going to suck. I don't care what you do. And you let the directors and producers just like go. And then you have these like monumental movies that like change the game.
yeah,
And then the studios are like, oh wait, that made money. Now my hands are back in it. And then they F it up.
yeah, they destroy it, man, and I
But
really, I would very much enjoy them to make. I'm sorry, but a Last Ronin movie.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
just thinking about it
yeah.
in my brain, bro.
Oh,
That
for sure.
that would be like the bit. That would be it. But I don't know if they could do it right, man. Honestly,
You know,
I
I
don't want
think
them
they
to
have
do it
to
wrong.
they'd have to do it like animated, but like video on demand only. Like if they want to play it safe, don't put it in theaters. So like somebody like a
Yeah,
parent randomly forgets like, oh, turtles, I'm gonna go. Like maybe don't even put turtles in the title, right? It's just Last Ronin. You know, I don't know,
yeah,
but it's got to
yeah.
be
That's what they need to do, bro.
yeah,
They need to do that because a big portion of a big portion of the fan base are people in their, I would say, between their 30s and their 40s.
mm-hmm,
Anywhere between 30 and 40 years old is the largest fan base, and we all got kids. You know
yep.
what I mean? So we want we want to pass on the appeal. So, but it's hard to beat the 1990 movie, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So
no, it's tough.
it's like we're seeing all this animation, and we want someone inside of a suit doing it. Instead, instead it's cartoon or CGI.
I
When it
uh, I
comes to the movie.
I put in the comments a link to the Last Ronin video that Anthony did here on the channel, Rambling with
Oh yeah.
Anthony, episode 28. He talks through the whole book. Spoiler alert. But I have a running joke, if you're ready for this. It's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
That movie comes out, right? 1990. So it filmed in like 88, 89 is when they were like filming it, putting it together. And back then, you're telling me they could make suits where those dudes can do backflips, turn their head, mouth moves when they're talking, do all sort do grab onto each other's ankles and roll at the foot soldiers and do a spinning roundhouse kick. You telling me they could do that, but since then we haven't had a movie except until Ben Affleck where the bat suit can like turn its head. So my conspiracy
Yeah.
theory, they're real turtles. Just saying.
Yeah. Right. Hey,
They haven't touched it.
that's correct, bro. That's correct because they did it perfect, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and then when they did the Secret of the Ooze, they made the Toka and Razor,
Mm-hmm.
and they made them just look sick. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and they moved like perfectly. They
Mm-hmm.
moved. Well, I wouldn't say perfectly, but
No, but
they
they
did move
for
very well.
the size of those
Yeah,
things. I mean,
yeah,
that was
for the
impressive.
size. Yeah, so, yeah. I don't understand.
Yeah.
I
But
heard
even
I heard that the people in the suits may have experienced like claustrophobic things or something like
yeah.
that, and it messed with them.
Yeah.
So that might be why they don't do it no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, mess with their brains or something. I don't know.
Well, you know, it's wild. Like when you know, as you get older, and now with the internet, like we all look into the properties we love. We're like, oh, give me the behind the scenes to this show I love, this movie I love, this franchise I love, and you eventually start to see like the dark side of stuff, you know, and even with these suits, to your point, these actors and actresses that were in the suits, it was tough. Like those things weighed a lot. You get claustrophobic in there. And the part that
Mhm.
sucked the most was it seemed like, especially in the 1990 movie, if they got hurt in the suit, they were like, all right, you're out, bring in the next person. Like, have a nice day. Like, it seemed like they treated them pretty bad
Mm.
in those suits. But it's
Oh
like,
yeah, that's garbage.
but so it's like,
That
there's got to
sucks.
be a middle ground somewhere. It has to be something.
Yeah, I love seeing these images. I
Yeah.
also like the TMNT 3, basically the Turtles in Time movie. I guess you could say it's
Wait
got
a
a
minute.
pretty good storyline.
Oh my God. Lee, did you just kick yourself off
It's
the
got a
show?
pretty
Did you?
yeah. Yeah, it's got. Look, let me tell you, I
Hot
don't
take.
like the.
Hot take coming from Lee at the Turtle Lair.
Look, I don't like the suits. The suit. Don't
Yep.
get me wrong; they look like they got big black circles all over. Like I don't know, they just look weird. And then the eyeballs, you can see they big gaps.
Yep.
But what I like is the storyline. The storyline in that one is they had it. They had the storyline pretty cool in that one.
Yeah. It was a different concept too.
Uh, yeah, different concept. But when I come back and I look at it as an adult and watch it, I'm like, whoa, wow, this is a lot different now than what it was back then.
It's funny.
And it really is.
They so we all know it as Turtles in Time. But it actually
Mhm.
wasn't even called that because they were going to call it that, but then the game came out and they didn't want to confuse everybody, so they just left it as 3. But us as fans and as kids, we just called it Turtles in Time.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. I thought that it was named Turtles in Time.
No. No, it's just 3. But
Yeah,
we all call it that. And I mean, I don't think anybody ever complains when
that's
they're
the
like,
one
"Oh,
that I had.
yeah."
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want NECA to make these right here. I want NECA to make these figures right here
I mean, this might be
with the
the last
samurai
frontier.
suit.
I mean, cuz what are you going to make after that? I mean, we have Kino coming out.
Yeah.
But after that after Kino, I'm like, I don't know of any other movie figures to make other than all the different turtles, them in and out of samurai suits.
Yeah, well, you have different size figures too, so they could
Mm,
do more accessory packs. Then they
yep,
could do more. They do 1/4 scale Secret of the Ooze figures.
true.
They haven't done that yet,
That's a good
so we
point.
could have a 1/4 scale Super Shredder, or 1/4 scale Toka and Razor.
Ooh,
So you can be looking forward to that. You could get that shredder right there in 1/4 scale. I
I
would
love
like
that
that.
shredder. I love that shredder.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah. Oof.
Um,
Man, don't tempt me with a good time on
I
that one.
mean,
I don't know if I have the space.
yeah, yeah, man. There's a lot more product to be made. Maybe not new figures,
Mm,
but there's a lot more shit that could be put out there
yeah.
for
If
maybe a Soto Splinter hasn't been made.
true.
I
And
don't know if they
I
would.
think that's what NECA does. NECA does that well. Like when it comes to the only my complaint with NECA isn't even the QC because I haven't had an issue yet. Like I said, knock on wood. my complaint with NECA is always distribution, because I'm like, I want to just buy it from you when you release it. Like, I'm tired of hunting. I'm tired of all this stuff. Like, just let me buy it from you. I want to give you my money. I want to buy like 5 of these things. But the one thing I always give them credit for, accessory packs. Like, they're the only ones doing it, and it's things that you want. It's not just random BS, but like the different head sculpts, different accessories from the movie. Like even the Back to the Future one that came out the other day. Like, Doc Brown with the big silver contraption on his head. Like, and the dog. Like, just all sorts of fun things. Yeah, fun little things that will just go well with the photography,
Yeah, and it does go very well. And some of these people, bro, they take that shit to the next level, dog, and they're doing some shit like I try to get the best photos I can make. I've got some pretty good ones.
Yep.
But these guys are badass at this shit, bro.
Yeah.
It looks like they pulled them out of the screen.
Yeah. They get wild with it.
Crazy.
They get wild with it.
Yeah.
Last question for you before we wrap today. And again, pleasure. Oh, and we're talking about photos. Shout out our buddy Billy Nichols, who just again
great.
He's one of the guys that got me into figure photography, so I will always give him a shout out for that. Because you see stuff like this, to your point, you think it's part of the movie. But if you could, if somebody gave you the keys to any castle, any franchise castle, and you could make your like dream movie, what franchise do you think would it be? Would it be Turtles? Would it be Gargoyles? What do you think you'd go with?
Dude, it's gonna be Turtles for real.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make a dark, gritty Mirage. I'm gonna call it Mirage. TMNT.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mirage. And it's gonna be damn near rated R, I guess you could say. Just like the first issue. Yeah, same thing. And I don't know if I can put people in suits though, because the turtles look pretty weird in that comic book. So
sorry, I just sounded like choked. I was so excited I choked. Okay. So I was like, so you would go for the same look too. You'd go for the same aesthetic as the comic, not just like the story.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah, well, I mean, I like how they did the turtles in the movies in the 90s, so I could go that way. Just get smaller individuals, try to make them look like young teenagers. Because in the comic book, they're pretty short compared to all the humans.
Yeah.
That are in the comic.
Yeah, but it's crazy how they changed that. They went from just small turtles to making them larger than life. Like when you look at a Michael Bay turtle, or even Last Ronin, like Mikey was freaking a monster in that one.
Yeah, Yeah, I guess they would just keep mutating. I don't know. I guess that's how I think about it. And I think, what was it? Return to New York. You can honestly, probably about issue 5 of the Mirage comics, you can see where they start changing the look of them. Like their heads shapes start changing. And then about up to Return to New York, their body is real big and a little bit more beefy, and their appearance changes all the way around. By the time you get to that comic, issue 8 of the Ninja Turtle Mirage, by the time you get to that comic, they look completely different than the first issue.
Yep. Love that.
But they still look cool though.
Yeah. I mean, even just now, like as we're talking you through, I'm like, oh, that's right. There's also Last Ronin figures coming out, so I'm gonna have to grab all the. So you're right.
Yeah,
There's always that next thing that we can get from them at the end of the day.
yeah, always, dude. They got so
Always.
much stuff coming, and that comic book is pretty good, and there's a lot of characters in that comic book that we can have a
Mm-hmm.
lot of variants of those characters as well.
Yeah.
So, and a lot that we haven't even seen or even know if they're making, like Casey or April.
Yeah.
We don't know if they're making them yet.
Ooh, that Casey be dope. Because they both had short hair at that
Yeah.
point, but that Casey, like with the giant hammer, that'd be
hmm
sick.
Yeah. Yeah, it
That'd be
would be
sick.
dope. And then also, um, who was it? The Foot Ninjas in issue 3.
Yeah.
Like when Raph, I think that's issue 3, First to Fall.
Mm-hmm. When he
I
goes at
hope it
them.
is. Yeah. Yeah, he goes at them. We could get those Foot Ninjas right there. That would be dope. I would like that.
Yep.
That would be pretty cool. Take some photos with.
It's funny, even just now as you said that, like it sent chills down my spine. Like that issue, like you're reading it,
Yeah.
and I don't know about you, but I'm reading them in the voices from the 1990 movie, and you feel it when he's out there. He's like, killed my dad. I don't give a shit. Like I'm going, and Anthony says it in his review. He's like going for a pound of flesh, eye for an eye, and
Yeah.
those couple pages, man, I was like, this is some badass shit. This book
hmm
is
And
amazing.
and it references a few of the images in there. I noticed while I was reading through, they reference a few of those first Mirage comics, like just
Mm,
the images of how Raph is maybe jumping in the air or
mm,
jumping over in that one shot series they did with Casey. He's
mm.
jumping a weird way,
I love
and,
that.
and it shows up there, but it's that last Ronin Raph. He's like jumping that same way. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just me thinking that way, but it just seems like it does.
Yeah. No, I got to see a bunch of them at New York Comic Con this past year. They had the NECA booth. They had them all set up,
Oh yeah.
and seeing them in person, I was like, God, like give me the whole display case, man. I don't even
Yeah,
care.
the
Like I
same
thought I was out.
concept.
Like I thought when I got Secret of the Ooze, I'd be out at that point, and then I saw all those. I saw again going back to Gargoyles. I saw the Steel Clan. I saw Xanatos with his red
Um,
suit, and I was like, motherfucker. I was like, they just keep getting. They're gonna keep getting us, man.
yeah, they're just going to. I enjoy it though, bro. I
Yeah,
really do, and it's been a lot of time. I spent a lot of time doing it, and I enjoy it a lot.
I love that. Well, I mean, hey, speaking of that, I enjoyed this conversation, man. I loved having you on. Good to finally talk to you, like face to face, instead of just in DMs and in the
Yeah,
groups and all that stuff. Um, so
yeah,
before we go, I
yeah.
say this every single week, sir. Just like at the top of the show, plug yo shit.
Oh yeah. You guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's the NECA Turtle Liar podcast. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Liar podcast.
Love
My
that.
bad, guys. I'm stoned. You put me on the spot, bro.
It's
Like
all the
super
green. It
stoned.
got you in the mood.
Yeah, yeah, it's all of it. Look, go subscribe to my Turtle Lair podcast on YouTube, Instagram's NECA Turtle Lair. I got a Twitter as
Oh, I forgot about
well.
the Twitter. Yeah.
No, it's fine. It's Ninja Turtle Lair on Twitter,
And then we
and
got the turtle
then
layer here.
got yeah, we got the Turtle Lair there on Facebook. Y'all make sure y'all join that. That's where you're gonna stay up to date on everything.
Yep.
People love to post news right there. It's like a
Yep.
news outlet for Ninja Turtles.
Yep.
So you
The other
guys make
thing too,
sure
I
y'all
want to
jump
shout you
in.
guys out on for that group is you also post like fair prices. Like if there is something that's out of stock, not in production anymore, you can just jump in there, be like, "Hey guys, here's a screenshot. Somebody's selling this. Is this a fair price?" And the whole community just comes
Yeah.
in and helps each other out.
Yeah, we'll help you out, bro. So
Yeah.
y'all make sure y'all jump in there. And dude, I appreciate you doing this right
Yeah.
here.
No.
It was great talking to you, bro, for real.
Dude.
Oh yeah, one more thing.
Yeah.
One more thing. I seen that the first time I seen the video that you made, it was a video shared in my group of you talking about the people putting the wings in the other boxes to get people to buy them. NECA doing it, and you were like,
Oh.
do you remember that video? That was a great video, bro. I swear it was so funny.
The short,
you
oh
told
my
dude
God,
he's
I
fired
forgot.
in the end.
I forgot I made
Bro,
that video.
that
Oh my
one.
God. I don't even know where'd I even post that? Hang on.
Bro, that one right there. That was a good one.
I'm gonna find that right now. Dude, I forgot I made that video until you said that.
Yeah.
Because I was, it's funny. I was sitting here and I was like, where did I feel like I've talked about them putting the wings in different boxes before, and I couldn't remember where I did it. And you just reminded me of that.
Yeah.
That's where. Here it is. I'm gonna play for everybody. Let me see if it comes up.
Yeah.
Hey, pal, how's it going? Hey, boss, how's it going? I heard that a lot of the fans were complaining about the wings with Goliath and like them not folding or something. Oh, it was a huge problem. My fault. When I designed everything, I didn't realize we should put foldable wings in the package. That way they can display everybody. Yeah, you know what? Let's make the folded ones for Goliath. Just throw them in with Bronx. No, well, you see, what is going to happen is it's almost like we're going to hold them hostage. Like, to get the foldable wings, if I put them in with Bronx, you have to buy Bronx to then get those wings to then display everything. Do you not understand how money works? Is this a foreign concept to you here? No, I understand. I feel like it's not right to do that because then people have to keep buying the stuff. I'm not. Yeah, but Damona's wings, Yeah, we're not going to do that, no. So, Damona's wings, opened, folded wings, we'll throw them in a variety pack or something. Yeah, I just think that. You're fired, by the way. Hey, I forgot all about that.
That's great, bro.
Thank you. You made my night.
Yeah, that's great, bro. Hell yeah, man.
Dude,
That's
you have an open invitation. Anytime you want to come on, the floor is yours. Everybody, again, links down below in the description for Lee over at the Turtle Lair. If you want, again, news, pricing, but I forgot about it until you keep reminding me of stuff. It's hilarious. At the beginning, you said it. If you want to know if something's in stock, join that group because people from all over. I've done it too. I go somewhere, I see a bunch of turtle stuff, I see a bunch of NECA stuff. Take a picture, post it in there. If anybody's around, you can go to the store, pick that stuff up. So, again, appreciate you, sir. Everybody, subscribe down below to the channel, to his Facebook, to his Instagram, and then afterwards, I'll put the Twitter as well. I forgot to do that one, but I got you on there.
You're fine, bro.
And thank you all for hanging out with us, chilling, relaxing Thursday night. I love doing this show. People like you, Lee, people like all of you in the comments, the reason I love doing this show. HeyArcher Live, every Thursday, 8:15-ish p.m. here on Nerd Affiliated. Join the Nerd Foundation up above. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll talk to all you nerds in the next video. Peace. We're out of here.